Take all this. We can take some examples. Say, for example, you take potassium chloride, KCl, potassium chloride. Potassium chloride solution, you take potassium chloride solution. Potassium chloride ionizes to K plus and Cl minus ions. Cl minus ions. So the number of particles will be doubled. From 1 KCl, we get 1 K plus ion and 1 Cl minus ion. 1 K plus ion and 1 Cl minus ion. So the number of the particles will be doubled. And what will happen to the molecular mass? The molecular mass will be just half only. So molecular mass calculated. Molecular mass of KCl is equal to just half only. That is KCl by 2. KCl is the molecular mass. K 39 and Cl 35.5. So the molecular mass of KCl, the theoretical value, the normal value, 74.5. 74.5. That is the normal molecular mass. That is mass corresponding to KCl. Then by 2, that will be the experimental molecular mass. And it is almost half only, 37.25, approximately 37.25. That is the calculated molecular mass. See, that value is just half of the actual, the normal molecular mass, 74.5. The calculated mass, molecular mass, is only 37.25 or nearly 37.25. And that is just half of the normal molecular mass, 74.5. So molecular mass of KCl is equal to KCl by 2, where 2 is the number of ions formed from one molecule of KCl. So 74.5 by 2, 37.25. And that is the abnormal molecular mass. See, the molecular mass is entirely different, just half only. So that is the abnormal molecular mass of the KCl. Now you try to find out the Van Hoff factor I in this case. I is equal to normal molecular mass by abnormal molecular mass. Normal molecular mass 74.5 by abnormal molecular mass. That is the experimental molecular mass. Molecular mass determined by colligative property measurement. That is only 37.25. Normal molecular mass 74.5. This is the formula mass by the experimental value, that is the abnormal value, 37.25, and this is equal to 2. That is a Van Hoff factor that is equal to 2, greater than 1. Greater than 1. So if there is dissociation, suppose there is a dissociation, then what will be the nature of the Van Hoff factor I? Van Hoff factor I will be greater than 1. It is greater than 1. If there is dissociation or ionization, the Van Hoff factor I will be greater than 1. So from the Van Hoff factor I, we can say whether there is dissociation or association. Dissociation or association. See, here I is greater than 1. Greater than 1. So there is dissociation. Let us take the case of, say, for example, acetic acid in benzene. Acetic acid in benzene. You know, acetic acid in benzene dimerizes. it dimerizes. That means two molecules of acetic acid, CH3COOH. Two molecules of ethanoic acid, so it will be dimerized. So CH3COOH twice, CH3COO twice. And this dimerization is through hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds. Now you determine the molecular mass. Determine the molecular mass. There is dimerization. Two molecules combined together giving a single particle. Single particle. So the number of the particles will be just half only. It is only half. Okay. Number of particles will be just half only. Now we can calculate the Van Hoff factor I, that is equal to normal molecular mass. Normal molecular mass means the molecular mass corresponding to CH3COOH. CH3COOH. That is the normal molecular mass. CH3COOH. You calculate the normal molecular mass CH3COOH. You can see that is equal to 60. That is equal to 60. 60 CH3COOH. That is the molecular mass corresponding to the molecular formula CH3COOH. Normal molecular mass is equal to 60. Now you calculate the molecular mass by colligative property measurement. You can see that the molecular mass is almost double. That means almost 120. The calculated molecular mass, it is almost double. That is due to dimerization. Association, dimerization. So what will be the value? 60 by 120, that is equal to 0.5. See the value, Van Hoff factor I is equal to 0.5. For acetic acid in benzene, remember, in benzene, not in water. In water, there is dissociation. There is dissociation because water is an ionizing solvent. An ionizing solvent. But in benzene, benzene is a non-ionizing solvent. So there is no ionization, but there is dimerization through hydrogen bonds. And the calculated molecular mass, which is the same as the abnormal molecular mass, that is equal to 120. On calculation, by colligative property measurement, the value comes to 120. So I is equal to normal molecular mass 60 by abnormal molecular mass 120, that is equal to 0.5, and it is less than 1. It is less than 1. So if there is association, there is a association, then what will be the nature of I? Say I will be less than 1. I is less than 1. So please note down all these things. You please note down all these points. KCl giving K plus plus Cl minus. Have you written? Written or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the molecular mass is equal to KCl by 2. 2 is the number of particles, ions. That is equal to 74.5 by 237.25, and that is the calculated molecular mass, abnormal molecular mass. So I is equal to normal molecular mass by abnormal molecular mass, 74.5 by 37.25 is equal to 2, and the value is greater than 1. So we can generalize. We can generalize. If there is dissociation, there is ionization. If there is dissociation, then I is greater than 1. It is greater than 1. You take the second case, that is a solution of acetic acid in benzene. In benzene, the former one was solution of KCl in water. KCl in water. The second case, solution of acetic acid in benzene. Then there is dimerization. Dimerization. So the experimental molecular mass, that is abnormal molecular mass, is almost double the theoretical value. Theoretical value is 60 and the calculated or abnormal molecular mass is equal to 120. Therefore, I is equal to normal molecular mass 60 by abnormal molecular mass 120. That's equal to 0.5. I is equal to 0.5 and it is less than 1. So we can say in general, if there is association, I is less than 1. I is less than 1. I is less than 1. Okay. Suppose there is neither association nor dissociation. There is no association or a dissociation. Then the calculated molecular mass will be the same as the theoretical molecular mass. And so I is equal to 1. If there is neither association nor dissociation, then I is equal to 1. And there is no abnormal molecular mass. That we can see in the case of, say, glucose in water, sucrose in water, urea in water, etc. Because these solutes, glucose, sucrose, urea, these solutes will not associate or dissociate in solution. They will remain as such. So the calculated molecular mass will be the same as the theoretical molecular mass, and then the Van Hoff factor I is equal to 1. Is equal to 1. Okay. Now, to calculate the Van Hoff factor I, we need the relation normal molecular mass by abnormal molecular mass. Even without that, we can calculate the Van Hoff factor I. We can calculate the Van Hoff factor I if we know the molecular formula. You take the case of a KCl again. KCl ionizes to K plus and Cl minus ions. So what will be the number of ions produced from one molecule? Number of ions, total number of ions produced from one molecule. What is it? Total number of ions produced from one molecule. From one molecule. Number of ions. Do you hear me or not?
Yes, sir.
But when you tell me, what will be the number of ions produced from one molecule of KCl? What will be the number of ions produced? Total number of ions. See, look at the board. How many ions are there? Total number of ions. Look at it. From one molecule, how many ions are formed? Punya, is there? Nandana, you can try.
Sir, 2.
From one molecule. I did not hear what you said. Did you say anything?
2.
Then? No? 2, correct. So number of ions, that is equal to 2. Number of ions from one molecule, that is equal to 2. Now you look at the Van Hoff factor I. What is the Van Hoff factor I? That is equal to 2. 2. So can you see any relation between the Van Hoff factor and the number of ions produced from one molecule? Is there any relation? Nandana, you try. Is there any relation? Can you see any relation here? The Van Hoff factor I and the number of ions produced. Is there any relation? 2. Can you see any relation there?
Sir, number of ions is equal to I.
Right. Number of ions is equal to the Van Hoff factor I. Number of ions is equal to Van Hoff factor I. So we can very easily say the Van Hoff factor I from the number of ions produced from one molecule of the solute. If two ions are formed, then Van Hoff factor is equal to 2. If three ions are produced, then Van Hoff factor is equal to 3. If say 5 ions are produced, then Van Hoff factor is equal to 5. Okay. So the number of ions produced will be the same as the Van Hoff factor. Similarly, you come to the association. If there is dimerization, two molecules combine together giving a single particle. So the number of particles will be just half only. Just half. Number of particles will be just half. Dimerization. And it is the same as the Van Hoff factor I. Number of particles, only just half only dimerization. Suppose there is trimerization, then three molecules combine together, giving a single particle. So the total number of particles will be only 1 by 3, 1/3, 1/3. So the Van Hoff factor is equal to 1 by 3 only. So we can very directly get the value of the Van Hoff factor I from the number of ions produced. Number of ions produced. Let me take another example. Let me take another example to illustrate this. You take sodium, for example, take a sodium nitrate, NaNO3. That is an ionic compound. You take a solution of a sodium nitrate in water, then sodium nitrate in water ionizes to Na plus NO3 minus ions. Two ions are produced. All right. You say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Two ions are produced. So the Van Hoff factor I is equal to what will be the approximate value? 2.
2, sir.
2 itself, no doubt. So what will be the molecular mass? Molecular mass calculated by colligative property measurement. Molecular mass calculated by colligative property measurement. It will be only just half. Two ions, so just half. NaNO3 by 2. You can calculate. Sodium 23, nitrogen 14, oxygen 16 into 3, all divided by 2. That will be the molecular mass calculated by colligative property measurement. Okay. Suppose you write this K2SO4, potassium sulfate. Say that is also an ionic compound. And so, if we prepare a solution of potassium sulfate in water, it ionizes. Suppose it ionizes completely, then we get 2K plus SO4 minus 2. 2K plus SO4 minus 2. So, what will be the approximated Van Hoff factor I? Come on, tell me. Vidur, what will be the Van Hoff factor I? Krishna Chandran is there? Krishna. Okay, Nandana, you can try. You try. What will be the Van Hoff factor I?
4.
4. This 4. Just go through sodium nitrate. From one molecule of sodium nitrate, we get 2 ions. Then Van Hoff factor I is equal to 2. Clear? Now you come to K2SO4. K2SO4 ionizes. Suppose there is complete ionization. Then we get 2K plus and SO4 minus 2 ions. So what will be the total number of ions produced? Come on, Vidur. Total number of ions. How many potassium ions are there? How many potassium? Acho.
Two.
How many potassium ions?
Sir, two.
2 potassium ions and 1 sulfate ion. So what will be the total number of ions produced?
Three, sir.
3. So what will be the Van Gogh factor? I?
Three.
3. Vidur, it is 3. Van Gogh factor is equal to 3. Suppose you take K4 FeCN 6 times potassium ferrocyanide and it ionizes, and you get 4 K plus ions and 1 FeCN 6 times minus 4 ion. Potassium ferrocyanide K4 FeCN 6 times. It is ionic. It's an ionic substance. Suppose it ionizes completely, then total number of ions produced, that is equal to 4 K plus ions and 1 FeCN 6 times minus 4 ion. So what will be the Van Gogh factor? I. Come on, Achu.
Sir, 5.
5. Yes, it is equal to 5. Van Gogh factor is equal to 5. If there is complete dissociation or ionization, then the Van Gogh factor is the same as the number of ions, total number of ions produced from one formula unit, from one molecule, or from one formula unit. That is the Van Gogh factor. We can easily determine the Van Gogh factor. Similarly, molecular mass. You come to K2SO4, say from the Van Gogh factor is equal to 3, and therefore what will be the molecular mass? What will be the molecular mass? If it is calculated by colligative property measurement, what will be the molecular mass? Molecular mass will be K2SO4 by 3. K2SO4 by 3. Potassium 39 into 2. Sulfur 32 into 1. Oxygen 16 into 4. That is the normal molecular mass. And that is divided by 3. That will give us the experimental or calculated molecular mass, which is the abnormal molecular mass. Okay. Now, let us take another example to illustrate this. Take a solution of benzoic acid. Benzoic acid in benzene. Benzoic acid is C6H5COOH. It is benzoic acid. Benzoic acid. C6H5COOH benzoic acid. You prepare a solution of benzoic acid in benzene. And there is dimerization. There is a dimerization. That means 2 molecules will combine together, giving a single molecule, a dimer molecule, C6H5COOH twice. A single particle consisting of 2 molecules of benzoic acid. So the number of the particles will be just half only. The number of particles will be just half only due to dimerization. And therefore, the Van Gogh factor I, that is equal to 0.5, just half only. Number of particles will be just half. So the Van Gogh factor I is equal to 0.5. We can calculate the value I using the Van Gogh equation. What is it? I is equal to normal molecular mass by abnormal molecular mass. Normal molecular mass means the molecular mass corresponding to C6H5COOH. C6H5COOH. Then the molecular mass is found to be 122. 122. And the abnormal molecular mass, that is the molecular mass calculated by colligative property measurement, that is found to be double the value, that is almost 244. 244. And therefore C I is equal to normal molecular mass 122 corresponding to C6H5COH by abnormal molecular mass corresponding to C6H5COH twice. This is 244 and that is equal to 0.5. That is same as the number of particles. Number of particles. Only just half only. The number of particles will be just half only. So I is equal to 0.5. We can calculate the same I value from the Van Hoff equation. I is equal to normal molecular mass by abnormal molecular mass, and that is equal to 122 by 244 is equal to 0.5. That question may be like this.
Sir, so here the abnormal molecular mass is 244, right?
Double.
Okay.
That is double the value. So there is dimerization. Two molecules are combined together. For one molecule, 122. C6H5COH 122. And it dimerizes. So for one particle, that is the experimental value. That is not the real value, abnormal value. That is the abnormal value. The value is not correct. That is, assume that is not the actual molecular mass. That is only the abnormal molecular mass. The molecular mass obtained when we calculate the molecular mass by colligative property measurement. That is the abnormal molecular mass. This is abnormal. 122 into 2. 244. Do you follow what I say?
Yes, sir.
The value is not the correct value. That is the abnormal value. Such abnormal value, I'm coming to that point. I'm coming to that point. Achu, you be there. Okay. The molecular mass of benzoic acid in benzene, when determined by cryoscopic method, is found to be 244 gram per mole. Molecular mass of benzoic acid in benzene, when determined by cryoscopic method, it is 244 gram per mole. Why? What is the question? Come on, Achu, you say? What is the reason? That is the question.
Sir, I don't hear the question. Can you say that?
The question is this: molecular mass of, say, molecular mass of benzoic acid. Benzoic acid in benzene. In benzene, molecular mass of benzoic acid in benzene when determined by everything is gone. So when determined by the problem. Just a minute. Okay, you continue. When determined by cryoscopic method, cryoscopic method is 244 gram per mole. Cryoscopic method 244 and everything is coming on the board. It's very good. Just a minute. Okay, continue. Determined by colligative property measurements. Colligative property measurements is 244 gram per mole. Why? That's the question. Why? Now, Achu, can you say what the reason is? I have given an equation there. From that, you can easily say.
So, sir, I is equal to 0.5
Ah,
and normal molecular mass is 122.
yeah.
So for finding the abnormal molecular mass, we have to multiply like 122 divided by 0.5.
Okay, that's all right. You are not giving the answer of the given question. Say molecular mass 244 gram per mole. Why? You know, it is double the value, no? Double the value. So what must be the reason? Punya, can you try?
Dimerization.
Dimerization. Yes, yes, yes. Dimerization. Say benzoic acid dimerizes. Similarly, acetic acid dimerizes. Okay? Say you take the case of potassium chloride. Another example. Say potassium chloride. Molecular mass is determined by the colligative property measurement. For example, cryoscopic method. Then the molecular mass determined is found to be only 37.25. What is the reason? 37.25 only. Vidu, can you try? What is the reason? Can you try? Vidur,
Yes, sir.
you try. Molecular mass determined by cryoscopic method. Cryoscopy means colligative property, depression of freezing point. Depression of freezing point. Okay. Molecular mass is only 37.25. The actual value, what is the actual value?
74.5.
74.5. That is the actual value. But the value determined by cryoscopic method. Cryoscopy means depression of freezing point. Colligative property 37.25. Why? Come on. You cannot guess. I had shown you the calculation already. I had given you a calculation already. Achu, can you try? Why is it 37.25?
Because dissociation.
It dissociates into two ions. Two ions. That's why just half only. Two ions. Just half only. Okay. So such questions also will be asked from the application side. So we need a correction. We need a correction for the equations we have already studied for the colligative properties. Which are the colligative properties you have studied? The relative lowering of vapor pressure. That is, PA0 minus PA by PA0. That is the relative lowering of vapor pressure. And that is equal to delta P by PA0. And this is our colligative property, namely the relative lowering of vapor pressure. And we know the relative lowering is equal to the mole fraction of the solute. And we get the relation NB by NA. That is the relation we have studied. But we need a correction. The correction is this: PA0 minus PA by PA0 is equal to theta P by PA0 is equal to I into NB by N. Is equal to I into, see, the relation can be like this: WB by MB into MA by WA. So a correction factor is applied. I into NB by NA, or I into WB by MB into MA by WA. So in the normal equation, the right hand side is multiplied by I if there is an abnormality. Similarly, molecular mass calculation, do you remember MB is equal to, come on, what is the MB? Do you remember the value? The equation? No. Equation, you have forgotten the equation for a molecular mass. MB is equal to, what is the relation? WB by WA into MA by delta P by PA0. That is the normal equation we have taken. This is multiplied by I. A correction is applied. So the equation is modified. MB is for all the equations, the right hand side is multiplied by I. The colligative property, right hand side is multiplied by I. Molecular mass, right hand side is multiplied by I. Similarly, we have, say, another colligative property, that is elevation of a boiling point, delta TB. That is the colligative property. And do you remember the equation? Delta TB is equal to, what is it? That is equal to KB into small m. That is the previous equation. Now you multiply this with the I. Delta TB is equal to I into KB into M molality. Similarly, for molecular mass, MB is equal to 1000 KB into WB by delta TB into WA. That is the normal equation. And that is multiplied by I. So I into 1000 kb I into 1000 kb into WB by delta TB into WA. Everywhere, the right hand side is multiplied by I. Similarly, you take the other relation, the other one. We have seen two more equations. Remember, two more equations you have studied. Depression of freezing point. That is a delta TF is equal to KF into M. That is the normal equation. Now you multiply this with the I. So you get a new equation like the Van Hofer relation, Van Hofer factor. Similarly, for molecular mass, MB is equal to 1000 Kf into WB by delta T F into WA. That is our normal equation for molecular mass. That is multiplied by I. Then we'll get the actual molecular mass. The actual molecular mass is equal to I into 1000 Kf by WB by delta TF into A. Similarly, there is one more term, and that is our osmotic pressure. We know the relation. Osmotic pressure is equal to, remember, CRT. That is our equation, first equation. Now you multiply this by I. So osmotic pressure pi is equal to I into CRT. And this is equal to I into C is the concentration. That is molarity, number of moles per liter. So number of moles of a solute by volume of the solution V, that is equal to the concentration C. So I is equal to NV by V, that is concentration, molarity into RT. Okay. Everywhere we are applying the Van Hofer factor I. Nothing new is there. What you do is this. We have some equations already studied. And you multiply the right hand side with I. That's nothing else. Similarly, for molecular mass, MB is equal to, remember, that is equal to WB into RT by pi V. That is our normal equation. And this is multiplied by I. And that will give us actual molecular mass. If there is a abnormality, actual molecular mass will be this one. So to get the correct molecular mass, a normal molecular mass, we have to multiply the right hand side with I. So in all the equations, nothing else, nothing new you have to remember. In all the equations, you just multiply the right hand side with the Van Hofer factor I. That is the only change. So we can apply the Van Hofer factor I to get the colligative properties as well as the molecular masses. So the correct molecular mass can be obtained by multiplying the right hand side with the, how many are there? Let me see. How is the polling? Only 17 students are there. I am not bothered about it is recorded. Only 17 students are there. And the chairman will come and ask me what happened to the students. It is not me to give the answer. They can directly ask the students why they are absent. Everything is recorded. There is nothing to hide. Say computer class 4:15, that is cancelled. 4:15 computer class cancelled. Happy? You are happy now? Okay, let me stop now. Thank you. There is no computer class.